Yo, 2006 Chrysler Town and Country. The victim is crying because they don't like to sweat. AC refrigerant's empty. I found a leak. I used just a generic halogen leak detector, and in the back corner, this is like the dumbest Chrysler Caravan idea that they have. And for some reason, they just haven't stopped making them this way for the longest time. They always leak. Always, all the time. Leaking, leaking, leaking. I've replaced a lot of those evaporators. But these old people don't have children or dogs or anything, so I'm not gonna put this in. I'm gonna do a rear AC delete kit. There's a couple ways to do it. You can buy delete kits that go in this block, I think. And these two lines you can take off and you can put deletes in them. Some people sell some crap where you can cut the lines and put compression fittings in there. I don't do those. If I go all the way up to the front though and follow this line, I'm gonna tie in right here. This is where I always do them. It's right next to the catalytic converter. Here's a part number of the kit I got. It's rather generic. It doesn't even say who makes it, really. It gives you instructions. Don't need those. But yeah, there's just a couple of fittings that go in, they're aluminum, and they go in place of where the lines are supposed to go, and then there's just nuts that hold them on. It's a really simple, easy thing to do. They're really cheap. If you can't find anybody that has these, like a lot of parts stores, they won't know what the heck you're talking about. You can get them online. You can order these on eBay for under $20, I think. So that's the easiest place to find them. I'm going to cut this zip tie. I might put a couple more on here in the front and the back just to keep them from flopping around. Now these AC fittings, they're kind of odd sizes. I'm just going to go with standard sizes, and some of them are just a hair too big, but they work good enough. And you could just use a couple of adjustable MacGyver type wrenches for these too if you want. I got a 15/16 and a 13/16 for the high pressure line. You're going to want to make sure there's no pressure in the system either. I already know it's empty. Just pull it out. And this other one, I got a 7/8 and a 1/16. I don't know, there's probably some metric sizes that'll work pretty good too. Oh, Jesus, it dribbled on me. Oh, nice amounts of stuff. I'm going to want to lubricate these O-rings with AC oil. And I have some right here. How special. Just put a little lube on there. It kind of helps them seal a little bit. And there goes the plug. I'm just going to get these good and tight. And those should seal up real nice. If you really want to be a nice guy too, you'll find a way to cap these, plug these holes off somehow, just in case somebody wants to reuse this stuff sometime in the future. Maybe I'll find something for those. Little 3M waterproof duct tape. I'm gonna zip tie these up to this fuel return line. Yeah, that should keep them from flopping around. I don't really see these going anywhere, but I'm going to tape them together just because I can. Put a zip tie on here too because I can. I don't know, it's probably a little overkill, but whatever. There, it's up and out of the way, and that'll work. Now the low side port is right here, and the high side port is right there. I got my funky Harbor Freight vacuum apparatus thing that goes into shop air. I'm going to pull as much vacuum as I can on this thing. They say you're supposed to run vacuum for a half an hour, so they say. Looks like it's not going to pull any more than that. I'm going to close these valves. I'm just going to let that sit for a good half an hour and make sure that vacuum doesn't go down at all. If it does, it's going to have another leak in the system and I'm going to have to find it. Alright, I let it sit for a long time. The vacuum's holding just as it should. I'm going to take this low side pressure hose back off. Because whenever you have a small leak, you should always add at least 1 ounce of oil. So I got this homemade apparatus that I made. Now that it's under vacuum, this will just get sucked right into the system. I just made this out of I don't know, this was like part of a brake bleeder bottle from Harbor Freight. And then I just rigged up one of them chintzy cold side hoses. Now it works for me. Now I can put this cold side line back on. It says right here, for a single unit, I want to put 1.5 pounds of refrigerant in it. So it should be 1 pound 8 ounces. I'll just open up the cold side, let it go in. And there it is. Now I'll start the car and run the AC on high and see what the pressures are reading. I'm just going to let this run for a while and make sure all of the fluid is equalized in the system. Well, everything's pretty much equalized, and that's the pressures I'm getting. It's only 66 degrees out, 77% humidity, so it's really cool. If it was hotter, I'm sure them temperatures would be a lot higher. I'm not going to add any more than that. So I'm going to call this good. Okay, bye.